Hello, my wonderful, beautiful, amazing, creative, inspiring, adjective-y people of YouTube. I am here upon a spinny chair, challenged by my mother to see how much art I can make in an hour using this amazing, adjective-y book by Chantal Arts. It's called How Much Art Can You Make? How much do you think I can make? Shall we find out? Bye. Oh no, not bye. Hello, it has only just begun.
So let's get right on in with this prompt book. The first prompt that I have scrolled onto is Who's in the Dark? I can't really read the small print from here, and I'm not willing to walk over and open the book because I've already started the voiceover. But there was something about a cave in it, so I decided to draw a cave. And my original idea was to put a bunch of glowing eyes in the cave, but oh yeah, that's me putting on the timer because I'd completely forgotten to set an hour timer for an hour challenge, because I guess like my brain wanted to get right started in. But yeah. And then I decided to draw a dragon, forgetting that I didn't know how to draw a dragon. So I drew whatever this thing is, like a dragon, derpy dinosaur hybrid. That's the best I could do. I actually really like dragons. So I have a few in my room. I have a few 3D printed ones, and I based the colors of this dragon off of one of them that's on my shelf. And I wanted the background to be dark because the prompt's like, who's in the dark? So I put a bunch of color down with my pencil on the page. I realized how much time I had spent, so it was kind of scribbly. And then took out my Okuhu markers. I absolutely love these acrylic markers. They're my favorite. No offense to Posca. You still have very nice markers. But I thought I'd try something a little different and try and get that to transfer onto the other page. But I failed miserably. But I thought I would keep trying, because I thought I just needed to be faster. That did not work either, as you may see. Yeah, you're not doing very well there, but I just kept trying to get it to work, which it never did, newsflash. And I don't know what to say anymore. Okay, I'm putting in some white to do the actual eyes now. To some darkness and some lovely follicles appearing at the bottom of the screen. Oh, there goes more follicles. Yeah, I was just trying to make the page as dark as possible. A lot of eyeballs, and then I realized how much time I had spent again, and then it got all scribbly, which actually looks kind of cool for this page, I think, and then I just scribbled over there. And I tried to turn the scribbles into more eyes, but I think it just looks really strange and not really like eyes. It just looks like red circles on a page, because that's kind of what it is. Also, mind the follicles again. There's a few times that my follicles do appear at the bottom of the screen during this video, but you just need to ignore them. There I go trying to transfer it again. It's not gonna work, bud. It's not gonna work. So flipping through to the next page, How quickly can you fill this page? You have 1 hour, go. Chantel, I'm already doing an hour page. I'm not gonna spend an hour doing a page I don't have time for. So I went on to another one. Why so slimy? Draw something slippery. Now, my first thought was slime. But slime isn't slippery. I mean, I suppose slime technically could be slippery if it's a water slime. But I decided that I needed something that was actually slippery and not just slimy. So on the other side of the page, I drew a bar of soap because it's always hard to hold on to a bar of soap. It kind of, like, falls, I think, sometimes. Not all the time, but soap is known for being slippery, so that's just what I did. Coloring in the soap. Soap, soap, soap. Soap, 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 soap. I've lost my mind. Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about this pink marker for some reason. The pink Ohuhu markers hate me. They always dry up. I had them both sitting nib down for a while, thinking that would fix it, and it did not. Also, this other pink marker, it was really streaky and not coming up, so instead of making sense, it has purple outlines and purple shadows because my pink wasn't working, which is kind of odd. Also, don't mind the amount of time I'm saying it's my filler word that I won't stop saying. Just don't mind the various But I started doing some bubbles onto the soap because I wanted it bubbly for some reason. I don't know, I just thought it made it look made it look a bit more interesting. I also put some bubbles at the top because I thought the top of the page looked a little bit empty. So I started filling the top with some various bubbles. 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 I also made the bubbles shiny because if it's just blue dots, then it's just blue dots. You need white for it to become a bubble. Bubble. Okay. Bubble. I don't really know what to say. Other than bubble on repeat. Oh, I'm using myself as a human heat gun because Chantel said I can't use a heat gun, so I'm becoming a human one. That was me testing if anything will transfer. That one is, Who's the Silhouette? I did not really know what to do with that. Also, that one was Draw Something Spooky. I also didn't know what to do with that, so I did another flip. That's that same prompt again. I don't do birthdays. I don't know why I didn't choose that one. I guess I didn't really know what to do. So I decided to do this one, which is What's That Smell? I didn't actually smell any of these in the room. I just picked the smelliest thing out of my brain and decided to draw it. I was originally going to do Swiss cheese, which doesn't make sense because Swiss cheese isn't really that smelly. But then I thought, aha, blue cheese, that's like stereotypically smelly, right? So I decided to do that instead, and I did the little green, smelly lines, or whatever you call them, just the smelly lines. I'm kind of talking ahead of time, because, that version of me is still coloring her cheese, and I'm talking about the smelly lines while she's still coloring her cheese. You can move a little faster, girly. You don't have much time left. A little bit of outlining, but not black outline. Just a little darker outline to give it that lineless look I was thinking of. A lot of this is lineless. I think all of the drawings I do are lineless. the only line being like darker outline, which I think is lineless coloring still. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Oh. Okay, now I can talk at the right time. Making it blue cheese, because blue cheese is schmellier, I think, stereotypically. There goes the smelly lines, and then on the other side, I decided to do another smelly object. I decided to do poop, and then I randomly decided to put corn into it, because you know how you always get like corn in your poop. I'm so sorry. For the TMI about everyone's feces, but I added flies because in a lot of drawings flies are always near poop. I tried to dab up any excess acrylic paint so it wouldn't smudge onto the other side with a random receipt. I don't know what that receipt is for, but yeah. And then let's see what. Oh, that one was Mum's. What's wrong with this? Draw something that is. I don't really remember much of it. Draw something that's wrong, basically. Visibly incorrect. This prompt, kind of destroyed me a little bit. I was trying to figure out what to do, but I decided the sky is green and the grass is blue, because that's the most incorrect thing I could think to draw. This prompt, this side of the prompt, isn't what destroyed me. It was the other side of this prompt on the other page. I really did not know what to draw. But yeah, trying to keep on the subject of this instead of going ahead again. The page was curling. I don't know why the page was curling, it just decided to curl. But yeah, I was very much second guessing myself the whole page. Ooh, it's very shiny. Like the sun is reflecting off of it. Anyway, I tried to do a little bit of grass detail. And then this is where it went wrong. I could not, for the life of me, figure out what to do on the other side. I was getting really overwhelmed. You can't really see my leg, but it was like thrumming against the table. I wanted to like keep this bit in. My hands were doing that thing, stemming against the book, and I was getting really overwhelmed because I didn't have a lot of time to make a decision, and I had to make a decision, which was quite difficult for me, because usually I can't even decide what to eat on a daily basis, and I usually am not like timed for that. But eventually I decided to draw a book underwater, because the other day, like literally the day before, I was watching the live action Little Mermaid with my mum, and I was getting really frustrated because Ariel was reading a book underwater, which is not physically possible because the book would disintegrate, so I drew a book underwater. Also, the top half was feeling really empty again, so I drew more bubbles up there. So I added a little fish to make it seem more watery. Another flip through, let's see. I was actually so happy to get this prompt because I was watching Reluctant Mongoose's video. If you want to check out her channel, I'll tag her below and you can check her out. You can check out this video if you want to as well. But the reason I really wanted to see this prompt, the reason I wanted to get this prompt when I was doing my journal, when I was doing my book thing, prompt book, Chantel's prompt book, goodness sakes, when I wanted to do Chantel's prompt, when I was doing, okay, just ignore the stumbling and tripping over my words. When I did Chantel's prompt book, I really wanted to get this prompt because I saw it on Reluctant Mongoose's video, and I used to make candles. I stopped making candles recently because I just like fell out of love with it. It didn't feel fun or relaxing anymore, so I just stopped. I might come back to it at some point, but it's probably gonna take me a while, maybe like possibly a few years. But I decided to base or inspire this page I inspired off of the candles I used to make. So it isn't exactly the candles I made in the past, but it is inspired off of them. The first one was one that I did in a bowl with a bunch of embeds, little wax shapes, and then this one was one I did with a whipped top, because you can actually whip wax. So yeah, and then I didn't think the wick looked right, so I added a fire to it and made the thing burn. That helped a lot. I did tiny candles, which I used to make a lot of, and I would do something until the candle ran out, and I only had a few seconds left. So, yeah, I did my details, and now, oh, that's my mom's one. Now we see how many prompts I did.
Well, that was overwhelming, to say the least. I completed 4 prompts, a lot less than my mother did. To find out how many prompts she did, you'll have to go over to her video, which I will have her channel linked below so you can check it out. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.